I follow this person that did a collaboration with McDonald's, and I guess it was like in Japan, it was an interactive thing. I feel like pretty privilege is a thing. I feel like people ain't canceling them because how are we still supporting McDonald's and they still support a genocide? If it was me and I was doing collaboration, I know people are going to say McDonald's would never collaborate with you. But if I was doing a collaboration, I would be canceled, right? If I ordered something from McDonald's, which I haven't because, since the boycott, I'd be canceled. I feel like people that are pretty privileged can get away with most things because of their looks, right? If they do something that is absolutely horrible, people forget because they're attractive. But why is it okay for some people? I hate this selective outrage. Why are we acting as if McDonald's is not being boycotted? We stopped boycotting McDonald's, and we're supporting a company that supports a genocide. Why? We're out here supporting a business that supports a genocide. We literally are acting as if it's not being boycotted. That's the crazy thing about it. The amount of people I've seen go to McDonald's and live their life as it's normal and stop caring about a boycott is the reason why the genocide keeps happening. I couldn't understand for the life of me last night when I was watching the State of the Union how Kamala Harris stood up and started clapping during the part where Joe Biden was talking about Israel when she literally requested a ceasefire. How can you ask for a ceasefire but then stand up and clap about him calling it a war instead of a genocide, and then you want a ceasefire? You're contradicting. Like, you don't know if you want a ceasefire, and you don't know if you're in support of a genocide. Like, I get it out of a sign of respect. I know people are going to say she had to stand up and clap, but seriously? And what did that guy do to get thrown out? Because I saw he was heckling, or I kind of heard it. I was watching a live stream, but I wasn't really paying attention because I heard someone yelling, but I didn't hear, and I looked, and they were, like, grabbing him and removing him. But how can someone sit here and literally support a genocide? You don't know what you want, Kamala Harris. Like, seriously, you asked for a ceasefire, but then you're clapping at the fact that he called it a war and is literally talking about how hostages and all that and blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares because innocent women, men, and children are being unalived for something that you are deeming is a war and not a genocide. Do you know what this is? Take it back to the Holocaust. It's a modern day Holocaust. And you're not gonna care until millions of people are unalived. What is it gonna take for you to care? The fact that you guys started seeing that they wasn't going to end it when the people was trying to get their food and stuff from the trucks and they were being pew-pewed. They were being literally pew-pewed. And you're like, oh yeah, well this is going too far. Now we know they don't want to end this. It wasn't going too far when they were unaliving children, making false claims and propaganda, pushing it out there for our own government to believe that, to support a genocide. You put billions, if not millions of dollars into a genocide. And we're all living our lives, buying these products like it's normal, enjoying our McDonald's. But do these children, do these Palestinian people get to enjoy McDonald's? Do these Palestinian people get to enjoy regular living? No, because they're afraid that they may not wake up the next day. Their houses are gone for something they didn't even ask for. Our country is sad, and I'm sorry, but like some creators should be canceled because let's be honest, if you're gonna care about a genocide, right, you shouldn't be supporting companies and you should do your research. I don't care if they paid you. I don't care if you gotta make your money, but I'm sorry, like some people are not doing enough to speak up about this genocide. I'm sorry. If it was any other creator that was out there supporting McDonald's and doing a collaboration with them, y'all wouldn't have an issue with that, especially if they're attractive looking. Pretty privilege is a thing, and a lot of attractive people get away with way too much stuff.
Hey, she kind
I was watching Dylan Mulvaney's video, and she was talking about how she vision boards work, and saying that she met Lady Gaga, right? And that her vision board transferred over, like Lady Gaga transferred over to her new vision board, and she ended up meeting Lady Gaga and was able to take Lady Gaga off her vision board. Well, the searches give you a heart attack, because I was watching the video and I saw the search, which I don't understand why the searches are allowed to spread misinformation. The search said Dylan Mulvaney is a Zionist, and I was like, wait, what? I was like, did I miss something? I was like looking at the comments because I thought maybe there was going to be hate comments saying free Palestine. I thought there was going to be a bunch of hate comments, but no, there wasn't any hate comments. So then I became confused. It was like, there's all these positive comments. What is this search bar talking about? I clicked on the search, and videos came up that wasn't even about Dylan Mulvaney being a Zionist. Why is this stuff allowed on TikTok? Like, imagine if someone has their search like that and they see that, they're probably going to think and say like, oh, Dylan Mulvaney's a Zionist, and start spreading that. Because some people don't do research. They're probably going to look at the search, see that, and then say, I don't understand it, you know. It's crazy. Like, it scared me. So, I want to talk about something because I was going down like the rabbit hole of squatters. So, there's something I want to understand. Like, I know some squatters are like horrible people that refuse to leave. But, like, in Florida, if they are passing laws to ban people or remove people from public places because they're sleeping, you know, homeless people, I don't understand why people don't understand why squatters do what they do. And I mean some of them, why they do what they do. Because if they find a residence that they can squat in, right, they can't be removed by police. If the police are trying to arrest people for sleeping out in public, what do they expect people to do if they don't have anywhere else to go? And I don't want people to say, well, there's shelters. You don't understand. Maybe sometimes shelters are full. Trust me, the shelter that in my city and state is full. They end up having to give people vouchers to motel rooms because they're full, at full capacity. And there isn't really any other shelters. There's like a west side shelter, but it's only open for the winter. And then there's like another shelter and some shelters, but it's only for like women with DV or women and children. It's not like for everyone type of shelter. The other shelter, they do allow dogs and pets. But yeah, I've never understood how America is, right? They don't give people a living wage. People have to sleep in the streets, and then they want to arrest and attack people who are sleeping in public because they're homeless and can't afford a place to live. And then you have squatters, which I know some squatters are a pain. I'm not saying squatting is okay, but what do they expect people to do if they can't sleep in the streets? So obviously they're gonna go find a building or a place they can sleep at where they won't be moved, because they can't force them to move. They're there. They can't make them leave. They could threaten them, but you know, this is the thing that like I don't understand about America. They always have billions upon millions or billions of dollars, if not millions, for other countries to give them free living and food, but they can't even help their own people in America, especially homeless veterans. People in wheelchairs that are homeless, women, children sleeping in cars, babies even sleeping in cars because people can't afford it. Like, and to tell people to just get a job is not how it's gonna solve this problem in America. Just get a job doesn't solve people being homeless. You could get a job and still not make a minimum wage. Some places require you to have 2 to 3 times the rent. So explain how you're making not even 2 times the rent, 3 times the rent. So explain how you can pay 3 times the rent, right? Imagine saying you have to make 3 times the rent at McDonald's. No one is making 3 times at McDonald's. There is no way someone is going to be making $3,000 if the rent is $1,000. What do they expect people to do to get offices and skyscraper buildings and professional jobs? With some people work McDonald's because they have no degree or can't afford to go to college, because I will never understand this. They made it a lot harder for people to live, but thankfully where I live, my city and state, they're building affordable housing. I don't understand it. So how is it that, so in my state they made affordable housing, right? But I don't understand turning motel rooms into like apartment style living and calling it affordable. Because why can't you just build apartments that are affordable living for people rather than turning motels into affordable living? Because I saw a motel here and they turned it into lofts or luxury, like lofts, luxury apartment. I'm like, I don't get it. I don't like it. I'm sorry. But motel rooms turned into affordable housing. I mean, I know people are going to say, well, why are you complaining? It's a roof over your head. Like, if they can do that, they can build apartments and literally have people live in it and make it affordable. Why are they just like turning motels into affordable housing? Especially motels that got shut down. There's a lot of motels in my place that have been boarded up and shut down. Like, why would you want to fix that up and turn it into affordable housing, considering that those are the places where violence happens? And I'm not saying a lot of violence is going to happen, but I'm just saying, like, to me, if the government can do that, then why can't they just make apartments with affordable housing? To me, I just don't understand, because not only that, what if there's a family, right? There's someone with, like, kids. Do they just expect people with families to live in these places with kids, especially living like they're in a motel? Like, I wouldn't like that. And, again, like, I know what people are going to say. If you don't like living the way you're living, you could. I don't know why in America, or why people in general just felt it's normal to work 2 to 3 jobs. To work your fingers to the bone till the day you go, for the rest of your life until you're old, having to get up and answer to a job. And if you think that you can retire, like say like someone has their like sights set, like, oh, I'm going to retire at 60. Wait till you realize when you hit 60 and your retirement is not enough and you still got to keep working, that you are so stuck to that job that you can't even retire. And then when you realize you can't retire, you're going to really hate life, because you're going to realize, oh, well, I have to work now I'm going to have to work for like 30 more years, or like, until I'm 80. Like, I don't want to live my life working, and I wouldn't expect my children to work. I would rather create generational wealth to where my children could take over my business and not have to worry about being homeless. Like, why would I want my kids to continue the cycle of working their fingers to the bone? Why? And if my kids have a dream of doing something, I'm not going to tell them go get a 9-to-5 job. If they're not making money and they're being lazy, of course. I've never understood people being so content with telling other people to get a job, right? Like me in specifics. But I make a living wage. And why is that an issue? If I wasn't making any money, I could see. But you want me to be miserable with you, and I'm not going to do that. That's why people are so mad. I will never work my fingers to the bone. Just saying. There's videos of this guy going around, and I'm going to talk about it without mentioning names because videos get taken down. Obviously, this one's going to get taken down because it's a story. But speaking from experience, and not from the experience of having mental illness, but having a family member that has mental illness, as you know, my dad, right? I do believe that guy, is having a mental health crisis. There's no doubt. Like, I saw someone make a video say theirs got taken down when they talk about said person, but I do believe there was a video I saw, speaking from experience. This guy hasn't probably slept, isn't taking his meds, and I really do think personally he's having a mental health crisis. To me, that's from the way he was speaking in a video about something that happened to him. I was like, yeah, mental health crisis. And I know someone's going to be like, well, not all people with mental illness are the same. I know that. But this guy, it's just like the whole Kanye West situation, right? Refusing help. It is sad because a lot of these people with mental illnesses refuse the help. And it's just like, from what I'm seeing, this guy really needs some help because, like, tweeting as much as they tweeted, doing the things that they're doing, saying the things that they're saying, this is not a normal behavior of a regular person, right? This is not something somebody just does. Like, this person seriously needs help. Like, not making light of this or making jokes, like, seriously needs some help. And I hope he gets all the help. And I hope he, because sometimes they won't give the person help unless the person wants to get help. And I hope that he gets himself help. That's all I hope.